Well, good morning, everybody, and good morning, Tammy.
Good morning, Julie.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you this morning for us this morning?
I'm great. I am great. And do you know, so the topic that came through, and this is going to be no surprise. So Tammy and I have sometimes pre-conversations just about all kinds of different stuff before we start. And by the way, today is Tuesday, October 19th. All about self-care.
Mm.
And so I had a massage. So we're two psychic moms. We are furry mom. We're not furry moms. We are moms of furry children.
We try not to be furry moms.
And we have, we've been doing this for I think a year now.
Has it been a year?
I think it's
It probably
about
has. Yeah.
Wow. Or it's close. It's close to a year.
Yeah.
A year. Might even be, anyway. We met through East West Books, where we both used to work, and we just are very connected in many ways, and we just hit it off and decided we were going to channel every week. And so what we channel about is whatever spirit sends us for the day or the week, whatever the theme is, or when you send us questions, and we love those, and we'll answer those questions. And they can be about almost anything. And we love the cosmic, crazy, wild, weird questions too. Those are fun. So, yeah, I'm Julie Hawkins, the Biz Psychic, and you can reach me at juliehawkins.com or bizpsychic.com. And this is Tammy Langowski of Tammy's Intuitive Services. And you can find her all over social media. And if you want to give those out, Tammy.
Sure. So you can find my website, tammy'sintuitive.com. And I have also another YouTube video, Tammy's Channel Chats, where I give messages as channel messages as well. So yeah, we're both available for private sessions as well, and you can reach out to us.
So often when I open my records right before we're going to start, I will get whatever message they want me to talk about. And as it happened, Tammy and I were sort of talking about this in other terms, but in general terms, about self-care. And so yesterday I had a massage for, it feels like in forever, because I'm somebody who is used to having a massage every 2 weeks. It's my massage therapist comes to my house. She doesn't have an office, so she goes to people's houses. But she had been out on medical leave and hasn't come back yet. And so I had to find somebody. And, it's, I'm not going to go into all that, but it's interesting to have a different massage therapist work on you. And it's good. My late partner used to say, you should always go and get body work done by different people. They just all do it differently. And it's good. It's good to change it up. So today is, it's about self-care, and, it falls into probably a variety of categories: physically, emotionally, for sure, mentally, psychically, and I don't know, did I leave anything out? What else did I leave out?
Yeah, mind, body, spirit, right? Yeah, you covered everything.
And so they're saying it's more critical than we want to give it credit for being. Not that we can tend to put ourselves last on that list of priorities, but it's even more of a problem than that, because you can come up with all these, oh, I don't want to spend the money. Oh, well, we're in the time of COVID. Are they vaccinated? Are they taking precautions? Or what are the precautions? Blah, blah, blah. And so, we're not just cells and matter. We are made up of layers and dimensions. And we really would like you to honor all of those dimensions of who you are. And if that's a massage or Reiki or it could be aromatherapy or acupuncture, whatever it is for your physical, which of course impacts your mental and your emotional. And probably it could maybe even your psychic. So we really would encourage you to pay attention to what's going on. So what we say is that whatever goes on for you emotionally, mentally, psychically will often manifest in your body. So if you're having pain, if you're having headaches, if you're having neck and shoulder, I mean, it's got to show up somewhere. And to get your attention, it will show up in your body often. So pay attention not just to your moods, and I'm sure if you have a partner, your partner might say that, yeah, pay attention to your moods, but also pay attention to what things are happening in your body. And, if there are mood shifts. So I think I'm going to hand it over to Tammy for some input over there.
Okay, well, lovely. Thank you for all that beautiful information and good reminders for sure. Yeah, so if I went along with that same theme there, what I was getting was kind of these images, excuse me, these images of like stopping and doing something that you like, because it's under the theme of self-care, right? So like Julie was mentioning, it's really all of the things, the physical, the mental, spiritual, and all that. But they show me there's so many easy ways to get, that good stuff in for yourself. And it can be just like stopping what you're doing, going to something. What I saw was like reading a book, if you like to read. And so many times for myself, I know that I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get back to my book, but there's always something else to do. You know how that is. And then, in fact, I just had that happen. So I had an ebook that I borrowed from the library, and I'm like a quarter into the book and boom, it's gone. They gave me the warning. They tell you it's expiring. And then I went in to try to get it again. And the ebook copies are all taken. I'm not sure how that happens, but anyway, I could go get the book physically, which I probably will have to do anyway, because I don't know where I left off. And it'd be easier to look through a book than try to do it on the Kindle or something. Anyhow, my point is that I don't stop enough to go in and fit that in. Those kinds of things are all self-care. It's under that whole umbrella. Is that if you're having a busy day doing something, take some time, just to 5 minutes, 10 minutes, even if you can, whether it's meditation, whether it's going outside, walking around, whether it's reading a book for 10 minutes, because I think a lot of us think, oh, I need more time than that. I need to put in more time. If I'm going to stop, and that's what I do to myself. Like, okay, I'll wait till it's really nighttime and I can really sit down, which is lovely. But I have learned that those snippets of time, are really important too. And it really just makes a difference when we consciously fit that into our day, is just, go out and, stop and smell the roses kind of thing, right? Whatever that might be that makes you feel good. And honestly, we can, even if you are working from home, working in an office, there are things that you can do, whether it's just removing yourself from the environment for, a couple of minutes or so. It really shifts the energy, and it makes you feel like I just did something for myself, which you did. They're just telling me, and that shifts the awareness. It shifts your attitude. Your vibration is lifted. And who doesn't want that for the rest of your day, right? But we'll say, like, if you are working in a building or someplace that you feel, you need to do that. So look for those little things, those little moments that you can do that. Breaks are there for a reason. I mean, they, whether it's to feed our face or to do something that we need to just go breathe somewhere. So that's what they were showing for me. They were showing me stopping, like you have your day, and they showed me visuals of stopping, and then you're branching off to do something, even for 5-10 minutes or less, maybe, and then coming back. So I love that topic, because self-care is super important.
So important. And and they were saying to me that what to add on to that, because that's brilliant. Reading is, they said it is brilliant because reading can be meditative. You are out of your head, your own stuff, and
Yep.
focusing on entertainment. Hopefully something that is either capturing your imagination or making you feel good. And that just calms your whole system down and allows you to be present in another dimension or reality,
Yes.
which is, as Tammy and her guys just said, you need to do that. It's a good break. So if you have a hard time thinking, well, I just can't pick up a book for 10 minutes, we'd like to call it meditation.
Mhm.
Pick up that book and meditate for 10 minutes.
Absolutely.
Another
And
name.
that's a great way to say it. It is. And, think about it. You're opening up, when you're reading, I mean, the whole thing, people who love to read will understand this. There are people who just really don't like to read. And okay, I don't understand that because I love to
either,
read,
yeah.
but I get it. I mean, everybody's got their own thing, right? But just think of everything that's just like ignited within you when you're taking a few minutes, we'll say, just to read, a story, something you like, preferably something more positive or just a story, fiction maybe or something. And self-help, that's good too. But you're opening up those creative channels as well. The visualization, like you said, that's just like it is. It's meditative. It's healing. So yeah, you could think of definitely reading as meditative.
They said to me, it's the greatest escape of all.
Yes, I totally agree with that.
We love that.
Yeah.
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 I think I'm in the middle of a few books, which is usually my MO, but yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, I got to get back to that one. Darn it. Now I'm gonna have to find time to go to the library and get it because it's not at my local. It's not far, but
So anything else come up for either of us around self-love? You're loving yourself. That is a form of self-love. And the more you do it, the more you love it, the more you will love yourself, the more you'll want to do it. It's a perpetual cycle. So
right.
do it.
Right. One other thing I got, Julie, and right before we started it was just a brief thing. I wasn't sure if this was really something they wanted to go into, but they're bringing me back to it as the title of time. And where they were going with that is things that we all know, we've talked about before about being present, but they were showing me people rushing around. Time is we put so much emphasis on time. And I know we live in a world where, we kind of need to rely on time in many ways, obviously. But at the same time, they're saying to please make sure that you are really present, because again, remembering how the balance of that time is kind of irrelevant in a sense in other spiritual dimensions. And I know we're living on the earth plane, and yeah, we got things to do. We got to be places, and we can't lollygag and all of that stuff. But at the same time, they're just reminding you to be present at the same time and realize that things go like this. They keep snapping their fingers to me. And we know that anybody who's had children or your nephew, nieces, whatever, right? And in a moment, they're grown, right? From here to there is always one of the best examples of that is watching your children grow. But they're saying that's why it is so, so very important to balance the things that you have to be very on point with and show up for, but also to understand that life is happening right now. Life is happening in this very, very moment, and not to get too caught up on time frames. How much time do I have? And etc. Balance, because again, we can't throw it all away. We are working on the earth plane after all and living in time zones and things like that, there's advantages to that naturally.
And in the scheme of things, it doesn't, it's the people who pass you up on the freeway or, weave in and out who get to the red light 5 seconds before you, right?
Exactly.
I mean,
right. And we've all
how did that help?
Yeah, you all shake your head like, really? Okay. And they knew the red light was ahead of them.
And I just think they don't care. Doesn't matter. And it's like, that's all well and good. I was in that place once too, but it doesn't help. it doesn't really get you
No.
any faster, any more where you want to be.
Right, because that's a good example, because that's again, you're taking you're putting too much emphasis on the one thing, aren't you? The time, instead of the now, and being, present. So just a reminder. They just wanted to just kind of remind us the balance is important with
Good
that.
reminder for sure. Thank you. Yeah, really good reminder. So the other thing I did this weekend, I think they were bringing it up because you were talking about children. My grandnephew had his birthday October 14th, and so they had a little party for him on Saturday. Well, it wasn't such a little party at a park, but it was just, it was interesting for me. It was fun to watch the kids, but not have to, but be a little bit removed from it. And then when the cake came out, and my niece cut the cake, and she cut these pieces that were just ginormous for these kids, and I'm
Yum.
like, I want to cut them a little smaller. Oh no, they're kids. They'll love it. It's good for, yeah. I'm like, okay. I'm sure they did love it. It was funny. And I did have a little bit of the sugar, but I didn't eat any of the gluten because I just can't do that. But it was fun, and it was the most gorgeous day ever in the park. We were up in Oakland. It was just like, did you specifically just put in a request for this? They said they did for this weather because it was unbelievably perfect.
Wow,
Not
that's
too
great.
hot, not too cold, just really perfect. So
That's great.
another reminder to get out into nature and really just enjoy that, and the little things of watching 7-year-olds or a few years younger, a few years older, enjoy
Absolutely.
the day.
Julie, I'll say too about birthdays. My daughter just had a birthday also on the 13th or 25th.
Oh.
And we had an interesting kind of thing happen in that it was the second time. Well, things have happened over in this one corner around the corner from us, which is really interesting because I remember thinking after 2 things, I thought, uh-oh, hope there's not a third. And then there was a third. And that was it's just more amusing. This is why I'm sharing this with you. It's not so much.
Like, you got my attention.
It's more amusing. First time there was a garbage truck. I think it was recycling or garbage truck. Don't remember what. I didn't see it because it's around the corner. But anyway, next thing we know, there's this big pile of garbage on the street. So something happened to the truck, and I guess automatically they have to dump it, or it automatically dumps in case there's a fire, I believe,
Wow.
for safety. But that means it gets dumped wherever it's at. So there's this big pile of trash, which I found that to be energetically interesting.
I bet.
And I felt bad for the neighbors. And so that got cleaned up. Then before that, I think there was a water problem over there, water line or something that in the same location. That's when I was thinking, uh-oh. So do you know that on my daughter's birthday, the same thing happened to the garbage truck. This time it hooked some lines ahead and he pulled down the telephone pole and dumped everything on the thing again. And it was funny, not funny, but after the second time I thought I should go over there and sage that area because that's just, ugh.
Yeah.
Could have. I didn't. But anyway, so yeah, could have been very dangerous, by the way. Thankfully, nobody was hurt. That pole came down on a bush in front of somebody's house. Could have been their car, could have been a person walking, etc. So grateful for that.
We're
But-
encouraging you to go do that.
Yeah, I think I should. Well, now for sure. And then, but as a result, we lost power. And I just thought, oh, this is going to be a power loss. That is not your typical, oh, it'll come back in a couple of hours. Oh no, because this is a down pole and everything. So yeah, so basically from 9 o'clock in the morning to midnight, we were out of power, which I know is not horrible, but I'm just saying.
No, but
So and it was her birthday. Couldn't make her cake. We bought a cake, no big deal. We were out anyway and had dinner reservations and things like that. But I mean, she came back and said, yeah, that was kind of a memorable. She had open gifts and, to darkness and, candlelight and all that. But I said, well, the only thing you were missing was light, really. We did everything for her birthday. But I had to share that story because I could not believe that happened. First of all,
all in the same place.
location, and that something else had happened. But so go send that energy. can't really tell I'm not going to give the street names, but just know it was around the corner from where we lived, and just
Yeah.
sending it really lots of love. And I did feel bad for the neighbors right there that were affected by that, because think about how symbolic is that to have just trash, a big pile of trash
Kidding.
heaped in front of your. I'm laughing because it was just so crazy.
So
But
I don't know about you, if you, when you tap into this, but we're getting that there's maybe a spirit or something, there's some energy that is stuck there and that you can maybe help move along. So
yeah,
whether you
yeah.
stage and then have the intention of helping it to move along, it's definitely something stuck there.
Yeah, I thought about, I just haven't had that time or taken the time to sit down and really I've sent some, just kind of with my guides, but really sitting down and kind of clearing out that energy. So remember that too. If there's anything happening in certain areas around where you live, sit down, ask for guidance, request of your guides, your healing guides and so forth, to maybe go and do clearings, and they will absolutely do that. They love to help with those kind of requests.
Yep,
So
absolutely.
yeah, anyway, I just had to tell that birthday story because it was kind of a memorable one.
Well, for sure, you'll all remember that one.
Yeah,
And,
yeah,
um,
yeah. Anyway,
interesting. But I mean, my birthday's 9/11. It was a few years before it actually got celebrated. So,
yeah, I think I have the Oklahoma City bombing date for
oh,
mine.
well, here's the mine. My birthday is 9/11. My ex-husband's is D-Day.
Really? Well, we just got to send love. If nothing else, it's a reminder to send love to all those that were affected on
So,
on our
so much
birthdays.
so. And you know what? I mean, the more time goes on, the more dates are going to be like that. So,
Yes, yes, exactly,
anyway.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was watching, what was I watching that oh, I was just watching something about um these guys who founded the company Beekman 1802 and all their products, and it's a long story. If you're interested in and how it came to be about, you can Google Beekman 1802. But they were talking about how they built their business on goat's milk. Well, here's the short version. The short version is these guys worked for Martha. One of them worked for Martha Stewart and got laid off or whatever. And then they bought this farm up in Sharon, New York. And one day, Farmer John down the street came to them and said, I can't keep my goats anymore. I don't know what to do. Can I bring them to your farm? Can you take them, have them do something with them? And they were like, sure, neighbor, and we'll help as we can. And they ended up looking at what can we do with goat's milk, and they ended up making this whole beauty line and
Wow.
soap line based on with the foundation being goat's milk, which I'm a fan of. I love it. I'm not gonna, yeah, I tell you, it's my favorite thing. So they were talking, I saw them on one of the shopping channels because I happen to like that. And they were talking about, we want you to think about kindness and being kind to people because we need more of that. And I just thought we sure do. So we want you to think also, my guides are saying, about that being self care. So when you're kind to you, then you are kind to others. And it's just a cycle. So send out those feelings, those vibrations of love and kindness as often as you can think about it today.
Yeah.
Today, tomorrow, and every day here on.
Yeah, we agree. That's
Good
beautiful. It's
good
important. It helps you, it helps others, it's a win-win when we
because
center on that energy.
there's so much opposite
Mhm.
going on, and let's just bring back the kindness. So I loved it. I loved the message. It got me
Yeah.
really opening up to that this morning, and wanting to share it here. So
Good.
all right,
Love it.
anything else to add?
I don't think so. Nothing coming up for me right now. So
So love yourself, take some time for self-care, and be kind to yourself, and share that kindness with others today.
and be present. Remember to be present.
Yes.
Balance, balance the time and presence.
So until next
Okay.
time,
Yeah. Till next time. Thank you,
lots of
everybody,
love.
for viewing. Send us your questions.
We love you. Yes,
Yep.
send us your questions.
Yes.
All right, we will see you next week.
Bye-bye. Take care.